Darkspawn. Destroy the fiends. Right.
My lord, you're here. Thank goodness.
Did the darkspawn get into the castle?
Some did, yes, but we were able to close the gates and kill the ones in the courtyard. I was told to watch for your arrival, Warden. Your comrade Riordan arrived just ahead of the darkspawn attack. He has urgent news for you.
Alright, take me inside. There must be no more delays.
I should take you to the hall right away, my lord. They'll be waiting for you there.
It's a relief to see you unharmed. And you as well, Alistair. Or should I say your majesty?
No, I wouldn't say that. Not yet, anyway.
The darkspawn that attacked Redcliffe were relatively few in number, I'm afraid. It was assumed the horde was marching in this direction, but that is not true.
Riordan tells us that the bulk of the horde is in fact heading towards Denerim. They are perhaps 2 days away from the capital.
What? Are we sure about that? I mean, if that's true...
I ventured close enough to listen in, as it were. I am quite certain.
Then why did we think that they were headed here to Redcliffe?
The darkspawn line is wide, and many of them roam away from the main horde. Until now, most of them have been spotted here in the west.
Not to mention that we've been too busy killing each other to pay much attention to some silly old darkspawn horde.
There is, I'm afraid, one other piece of news that is of even greater concern. The Archdemon has shown itself. The dragon is at the head of the horde.
Make her preserve us.
But we can't reach Denerim within 2 days, can we? It's too far.
We must begin a forced march to the capital immediately with what we have. Denerim must be defended at all costs.
Is it even possible to reach the city in time?
Perhaps not. But what is important is that we know where the Archdemon will be. If we do not defeat the Archdemon, it will not matter if Denerim is saved or the horde defeated. And only the Grey Wardens can defeat the Archdemon. That is why we must go.
Then we march, and hope the army we've collected here gives us the chance we need. Al-Eamon, how long before the army can set out?
By daybreak.
Then let's get them ready. I won't let all those people die without giving them a chance.
And just how are we supposed to defeat this Archdemon?
I was wondering that myself.
Then you don't know. Of course not. You're both new recruits Duncan wouldn't have expected.
I will give the orders at once, and will notify you the moment we are ready to march.
That would be appreciated.
Perhaps you and Alistair should meet me before you retire for the evening. There are things we need to speak of.
I will have someone show you to your rooms. I suggest you all get some rest while you can. We will need it.
Alright, so this is basically your final chance to rest and recuperate before the end of the game. All of the armies we have assembled have arrived, and so I'm going to go around and speak with the representatives. And then we need to go speak to Riordan, because apparently there's some trick that the Grey Wardens have to use to defeat the Archdemon that we weren't told of yet. So hopefully he can clue us in. Let's see, it looks like the dwarves are in the main chamber, so let's speak with them.
And what word have we from Orzammar? Has House Clorette sent their men, or haven't they?
They're stalling, which is as good as a no. House Clorette's feud with House Romald has flared up again since their son died in that Deep Roads business. So naturally they're pleading the need for self-defense.
Fine time to start with that nonsense again. I've half a mind to... Evening to you, Grey Warden. I didn't realize you were still up and about.
Is there a problem with the dwarven forces?
Nothing that can be dealt with now, I'm afraid. Just one of the houses being thicker than the stone that made them.
Once all of this blight business is done, there will be a reckoning in the Assembly. They're probably half hoping we'll all wind up dead. That way they'll have one of the strongest forces left in Orzammar.
Enough to face the darkspawn all on their own, I suppose? That's exactly the kind of half-arsed thinking that got us into the mess after Endron passed.
It was our good fortune that you decided to go to Orzammar when you did, Grey Warden. For all that a surfacer needed our help, I expect we needed yours more.
Shouldn't you all be resting?
Resting? Who can rest after the march we had just getting here? You tall races have it so easy.
That and we're kept up thinking about the coming battle.
Are things truly that desperate? Do we stand a chance of losing?
We will find a way to win. We must.
I hope you're right. Under the open sky is a terrible place to consider dying, that's for sure.
Right. Off to camp with both of you, and keep the drunkenness to a minimum. We have a long way to go yet. Pleasant evening to you, Grey Warden, and good fortune on the field of battle.
Dwarven politics continues, it seems. Alright, so, I was able to talk to the dwarves, but I didn't see any representatives from either the Circle or the Elves, which is... That's kind of a disappointment. It would have been nice if you could speak with them as well just before the battle. I know that if you recruit the werewolves, then the Lady of the Forest will actually be here, and you can speak with her just before the battle. But, oh well. Next on our agenda is to talk to Riordan.
There you are. Let's go see what Riordan has to say.
Indeed.
You're both here. Good. Please know I assumed you had already been told. Otherwise I would have told you this when you freed me in Denerim. I'm sorry.
What is it? What are you apologizing for?
Tell me, have you ever wondered why the Grey Wardens are needed to defeat the Darkspawn?
I have wondered that, yes.
The Archdemon may be slain, as any other Darkspawn. But should any other than a Grey Warden do the slaying, it will not be enough. The essence of the beast will pass through the taint to the nearest Darkspawn and will be reborn anew in that body. The dragon is thus all but immortal. But if the Archdemon is slain by a Grey Warden, its essence travels into the Grey Warden instead.
And why would that be good?
The Darkspawn is an empty, soulless vessel, but a Grey Warden is not. The essence of the Archdemon is destroyed, and so is the Grey Warden.
Meaning... the Grey Warden who kills the Archdemon dies?
Yes. Without the Archdemon, the Blight ends. It is the only way.
So it's up to the three of us to kill this thing.
In Blight's past, when the time came, the eldest of the Grey Wardens would decide which amongst them would take that final blow. If possible, the final blow should be mine to make. I am the eldest, and the taint will not spare me much longer. But if I fail, the deed falls on you. The Blight must be stopped now, or it will destroy all of Ferelden before the rest of the Grey Wardens can assemble. Remember that. But enough. There will be much to do tomorrow, and little enough time to rest before it. I will let you return to your rooms.
I will see you once the army is ready to march, then. I guess this ends soon. One way or another.
That it does, my friend. That it does.
And so there is the final dark secret of the Grey Wardens. For the Archdemon to die, a Grey Warden must. And Riordan, being the eldest, and closest to dying himself, therefore, because remember, the taint itself is fatal, has volunteered to take the bullet, so to speak. And I remember that when I played through this game for the first time, I was naive enough to think that the game developers would actually let me just sacrifice Riordan, and then that would be the end of it. But that wouldn't nearly be such an interesting story. And so, as you might have guessed, Riordan is not going to be able to take the final blow, so it'll be up to the remaining Grey Wardens. Which is either, at this point, it's either Alistair or myself.